Hey guys, if you're watching the replay, welcome. Hey Kayla. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Hey Danita. Gwen. Allison. Jill. Howdy ho. We got some pastel hearts showing up today. Since yesterday. Hey Megan. Hey Jamie. Tell me who you are, where you're joining from. Hey Carrie. Oh, you missed it yesterday. Gotcha. I was gonna say I was here. Baton Rouge, Northwest Arkansas. That's right, Jamie. You said you were gonna check on who the people you were in Oily Families or under Alyssa was. Hey Michelle. South Carolina. Gwen. DFW. Represent. Prosper. Yes. Hey Jill. All right, so let's get started. Let's not wait too long here. Hey Patsy. All right. Denison. Hey, we're up in that area. Chocolate. Hey Carrie. Okay, so this is something that I know a lot of people on my team and even, myself included sometimes, you feel stuck, right? Yes. Sorry, kid duty. Also known as parenting. So you get stuck, and sometimes if you're stuck for longer than like a week, true. If you're stuck for longer than like a week or maybe even like a month, you think you're never going to make it out, or oh my gosh, what am I doing? I don't know what to do. And so, yeah, I've got some tips and some things that I think hopefully will help. So here we go. When you feel stuck, you don't feel like you're going anywhere. One of the things that I learned a long time ago is feelings are a really good opportunity to get truth reflected back to you, and especially bad ones sometimes. Hey, Hillary. So if you're feeling stuck, maybe you could have someone look at your stuff, and one of the things that I would recommend is go look at your virtual office, go look at your statistics, go look at Oily Tools and your stats, and look and see if you just feel stuck or if you really are stuck. If you haven't signed anyone up in maybe 6 months, okay, you could be stuck. If your OGV hasn't grown in 6 months, okay, you could be stuck. But if those things are progressing and things are moving in the right direction, if your team members are hosting classes and they're signing people up, if you've signed up people, maybe it's just slowed down for a little bit. If you're getting people on essential rewards, there's a difference between being truly stuck and just feeling stuck. And yeah, there's seasons. So when you feel stuck, that might be, there might be things that you do different than if you really are stuck. If you're really, just kind of spinning your wheels. No. Sorry, you cannot have my Magnum bar. She asked for a popsicle. Hey, that's awesome, Kayla. Look at you. How'd they go? Let me know how your first care calls went. So if you're just feeling stuck, then I would recommend getting some motivation. Exactly, just mentally stuck. Get some motivation for yourself. I read a quote or somebody said something somewhere about motivation is like a shower. You have to take one every day. Like, you can lose your motivation really easily. And so that's where it's a really good idea to have some books that really motivate you. Maybe the Bible motivates you. Maybe it's some other network marketers, even people that post on Facebook, really good quotes, pretty pictures with quotes on them. Find some of those people and make sure that those are in your news feed so that on a regular basis you are getting good motivation and what works for you. Power shower. That's funny. It is. It's very fleeting. And so it's something that we have to kind of remind ourselves of. Cool. Well, you know what? You stepped out and did it, and that's awesome, Kayla. Super proud of you. High five. So good. See, and that's it. You're starting to build relationship with people, and that's super awesome because that's what this is about. So again, make sure that you've got daily motivation. Make sure you've got people cheering you on. Hopefully your spouse is on board. Oh, good. Okay. So listen to my Periscopes, and I will cheer you on. Personal development time will only grow as much as you're willing to put into developing self. That's very true. So But what if you really are stuck? What if you really aren't growing and your numbers aren't changing? Okay, then you might really be stuck. So what do you need to do then? First thing I would do is look back to the last place you were when you weren't stuck. Maybe it was back in April or May when you had a really good month and you had personal signups, your team was growing, all that kind of stuff. Go back and look at what did you do that month. Now hopefully you have some kind of a planner that you were writing some things down. I know when I was tax time, yeah, motivation. When I was executive pushing for silver, or when I was pushing to, all the way up to silver, I was very good about writing down monthly goals, how many people I wanted to sign up each month, how many classes I wanted to host, writing down prospects, people that had mentioned they were interested, or people I had talked to that I needed to follow up with. I was very good at writing all of those things down, and it helped me be very intentional about, cool, good, I'm excited about that. I was very intentional about being as organized as I could be. And, when I sat down to work, being intentional about what I was doing and who I was contacting. When I was having parties, it was rocking, see? And so I know for myself, after this summer, I kind of had to take a look and go, okay, when I was pushing for silver and, that was like the last time that I had like a fire under my butt, right? And so I had to look at what was I doing? I grew very quickly, very fast. What was I doing? Well, part of it was I had a sense of urgency. I only had 6 months to get my aroma complete. So I was very motivated to do that. Okay, but I also knew, yes, tracking OGB every day, that's so good. Reconnecting with leaders, personal enrollees this month, yes, you're getting ahead. That's one of my later tips. But really just looking back, like I made sure my calendar was filled up. I was asking people, hey, do you want to host a class? I was sending out newsletters. I was doing things very intentionally. And where I'm at now, some of the reason that I haven't been doing as much of that is because I've been trying to lead my team, which that's going to look a little bit different once you get up into the leadership ranks. But getting back to that, the last thing that was working for you, maybe it's filling up your calendar and doing classes. Classes are an amazing way to educate people about oils, to get oils into their hands. Having a consistent class. This is something that Marcel von Harding talked about at Road to Royal, and I really, really liked this. And this is something that I'm going to start to do for my group as well. But regardless of what rank you are, you should have a regularly scheduled class every single month that you have scheduled at least a month ahead of time. Maybe it's at your house, maybe it's at a local coffee shop, but the point is that it is going to happen whether one person shows up, whether 10 people show up. It's something that anytime you're out and about and oils come up, you can invite someone to because you already have it scheduled. Hey, I've got a class coming up in a week or two. Would you be interested in coming? And you can hand them information. Also, at the class, then you can tell them about the next class if you already have it set up, which you should. Hey, next month I'm doing the same thing. I'd love for you to come back if you want to learn more, or if you've got friends that are interested, bring them with you. So that's a great thing to do. In my position, I'm going to invite my people to invite their people. That helps my team grow. I sign up, 1 to 2 people a month still. So me having a consistent class, I can continue to, exactly, plan a couple of them in advance so that you can tell people about them. It's a big deal. I know, Jill, right? So this is something that, again, I'm going to do, but then I can invite, the 1 or 2 people that I have been signing up. Typically, they're not at a class when they sign up. So this way I can get them to a class, get them educated, and then, again, give people an opportunity to come back next month and bring their interested friends. Then they don't feel like they have to host a class. They don't have to set it up. They can just bring their friend. So I'm excited about that idea. So again, go back and look at when was your business doing its best and what were you doing? Maybe go back and try that again. Facebook classes. I think Facebook classes are great for educating people. I have not had super awesome success signing people up through Facebook classes because they are very casual, but I think they're awesome for educating people, and that should be a big part of what you're doing on a regular basis, is educating your current members. They can absolutely invite new people, but getting new people face-to-face to a class, or a one-on-one or a coffee date or whatever, I think is really crucial. But I really like the idea of a Facebook class because I think that it appeals to people that don't want to go, maybe they're super busy and don't want to leave their house. So yes, right. So that's my take on it. We're doing Facebook classes the next couple months. So Megan's had some good success. She says she keeps a list and follows up. She sends samples with everyone who attends. That's awesome. How do I get people to a class? A real live class? Call them up, invite them. Melissa Pepin was talking about how when you have events, if all you do is make a Facebook event for something and think that that's a good enough way to invite people, you are probably not going to have a great turnout. You can make a Facebook event, but then you also want to contact the people. Call them up. Hey, I have, but I just get maybes. Well, keep trying. The other thing you can do is try something a little different. Maybe, you know, if you've, and this is something too, this is something too, like, okay, so if you've been doing the things that used to work for you and they're not working anymore, I wouldn't necessarily continue to do them. You know, it's like beating your head against the wall saying, ow, ow, like, okay, stop, do something different. Now, make sure that you've given yourself enough of an opportunity to make sure it doesn't work. Just because you have one bad class where nobody shows up, or, you know, something like that. Maybe it wasn't a good time of the night, or it was a different night, you know, that didn't work. Maybe Monday nights aren't good for your people. Maybe they would prefer a Saturday morning or a Sunday afternoon. But change it up. And I guess that is changing it if you change the date. But change the location. Somebody asked, do you prefer doing like in-home classes versus like a public restaurant or something? I said, you know what? I'm going to do both. I'm going to do classes at my house. That's probably not going to be a class that, you know, random people are going to come to, but most of my signups are not random people. They're people I know. So I'm comfortable doing it in a home location. But then I'm also going to try doing it at, you know, a La Madeleine or a Spring Creek or a coffee shop, something like that. Mix it up a little bit. You know, you never know if somebody is more comfortable doing it in a setting like that. So again, you know, if what you're doing isn't working, make sure you've given yourself enough of a chance. You know, just because it didn't work one time does not mean that it's doomed to fail every time. But change it up a little bit. Do it on a different night. Do it on a different location. Maybe market to a different audience. Maybe do a class specifically geared towards your peer group. So if you've got a lot of young moms, maybe you want to do a class specifically geared, you know, you can still gear it towards around the premium starter kit, but do it specifically for, you know, keeping your kids well in this winter season. Bam. And that's the class you're doing. Instead of just come learn about oils, okay, make it so that they want to know more. You know, how to boost your immune system, you know, this winter. Those are great class ideas. And if it matters to them, they might show up. Okay, try something new. Talked about that. Here's another really good idea. Collaborate. Okay, whether that's with your upline, your downline, your crossline, find somebody to collaborate with. I have an awesome leader, Hillary, if you're still here, give yourself a shout out. She had some awesome ideas for this fall, and she came to me and said, hey, I've got these ideas. I was thinking maybe we could do them as a big group. And so I said, I love it. And we adopted it for our whole team. And that's how we got our, hey, there you are. So that's how we got our ideas for our fall education series that we're doing for the next like 3 months, including this month it was 4. But collaborate with people. You know, maybe you don't have all of, not going out alone. Wendy, I'm happy to say, hey, Wendy. Maybe you don't have all the resources to be able to do big classes on your own, or maybe you don't have, you know, all the products to be able to do, let's say, a kids class. Well, collaborate with somebody and say, hey, if you've got some of the kids products, I've got some of the kids products, let's get together and do a kids class. You know, pick somebody else's brain. Again, find somebody, you know, that has gotten where you want to be and ask them, okay, how did they do it? All right, so we already talked about if you just feel stuck, get some motivation, read some books, watch some good periscopes. There are, you know, and it doesn't even have to be from Young Living people. I like watching Young Living people because I feel like having 2 speakers is nice. Speakers. Oh, yeah, in a class. Yeah, it totally is. It's really nice when it's not just one person up there talking the entire time. That's what a couple months ago our team started doing, the speed oiling classes, and I think those are so much fun. Our team loved doing them. Hey, Super Bee is back in stock, y'all. I just got the Oily Tools notification, which that's being reformulated, we were told by Lindsay Elmore this weekend, by the way. Squirrel. Okay. 2 speakers, speed oiling. So I love the speed oiling idea because a lot of times somebody sitting in one spot for 45 minutes or an hour or even an hour and a half or 2 hours can get really boring. But somebody moving around from table to table every 10 minutes is super exciting. They get to hear from all different kinds of people. They get to, you know, feel the product, look at it, smell it, whatever. I really like that, and we had a lot of fun with those. I'm excited to do another one of those at the end of this month. So yeah, multiple speakers is always a good idea. I like watching Young Living people. Successful Young Living people is probably a good idea. If you are a silver, I would probably look to someone above you to, get advice from and success. Not that other people don't have good things to say. Yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone. Anyway, speed oiling. Yes, it's super fun. Did you guys ever do one, Tara? You did, right? I like watching other network marketers, but sometimes you start to say things and you're like, okay, I'm not going to go there. Yeah, the different classes is a really good idea around the PSK. Sometimes, oh, you didn't? Oh, you totally should. Yes, watching successful people. I like watching Young Living people because a lot of the regular network marketers, I don't consider Young Living a regular network marketing business. I think it is far above and beyond better than most of them out there because I don't feel like I have to manipulate people. I don't feel like I have to prospect and like be weird and pushy and selly on things. Well, the virtual office is where I would start to find compliant material outside of the PSK because they have actually a number of things like approved claims for the products and even just like your product guide. These are a really good thing. Alana Bookout put these out and it's a whole series. She did different body systems. But really once you learn to talk about things, it just kind of works. And the more you talk about it, the easier it is to talk about compliantly. Because when you kind of get the concept behind it, that, okay, it's not about a specific disease, it's not about a certain issue, it's about supporting that body system, then it's not, it just all, it's the same kind of pattern. These are in a Google Drive in Whaley Family Office, Tara. I'll post the Google Drive in our office. But I printed them all out, and then I laminated them, and I'm going to put them in a little book and have them at my classes. Pretty nice. I'll make a note, and I'll post the Google Drive in our office, guys, because I know they're pretty awesome. So anyway, watching Young Living people, because I don't like the way that regular network marketers do it.